polarized a community. And I've seen very few instances where a community was polarized more than this.
County commissioners voted yesterday on the fate of the controversial Shore Drive Trail. Liz Ryan has their verdict.
Shore Drive Park is on 4 miles of waterfront winding through St. Augustine South. It hugs the Matanzas River and is home to native vegetation and wildlife habitat. A few years ago, the county received a grant to install an 8-foot-wide asphalt trail through the Greenbelt. That community hasn't been the same since. A mini civil war broke out between those who want the trail, saying it would be safer for pedestrians and provide wheelchair access, and those who said it doesn't make sense to pave an area that regularly floods and that too many trees would be destroyed in the process. County Commissioner Clay Murphy.
I don't know if I'm fully convinced that this trail is the best option. I think we need sidewalks there. I think that's the compromise that everybody talks about.
Commissioner Ann Taylor.
I completely understand the safety issue.
But she said the parking is inadequate to support the traffic a trail would bring.
There's no additional parking planned. 2 of the 3 lots are already very full. So as far as people in wheelchairs and that, where are they going to park? And maybe if there is a speed issue, maybe speed bumps.
Commissioner Krista Joseph did not support an 8-foot-wide asphalt trail and proposed making Shore Drive safer for pedestrians in other ways.
I think adding speed bumps, maybe signage saying look out for walkers, or the lighted speed signs, there's things we can do to slow the traffic down.
The board voted 3-2 against extending the grant agreement for the Shore Drive Trail. Whitehurst and Arnold voting yes, Murphy, Joseph, and Taylor voting no. The board will, however, explore the option of installing sidewalks instead. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
When we started, we would approach people and say, do you know about Fish Island? Can I tell you about it? Blah, blah. And they'd say, oh, yeah, well, it's very nice that you're trying to save it, but the developers always win. So people just thought there's no way that these people are going to be able to save it. But we did.
The Friends of Fish Island are preparing to celebrate preserving more than 60 acres of old Florida.
11 of us worked very hard to get that started, but the community came out in a mobilized way, and it could never have been saved without the efforts of every person in this community.
Susan Hill says the Friends of Fish Island started working in 2018 to preserve the site.
At the time of the initial efforts to try to save Fish Island, the parcel on the north side had just been clear-cut for development in the course of a week. And when you looked across, and we realized that the largest home developer in the country was getting ready to purchase, in fact, it was under contract at the time to build homes on it, the community just rose up and felt like it needed to be preserved. It's been on the National Register of Historic Places since 1972.
Hill says Fish Island has a rich history.
It represents sort of an intersection of Florida's early orange history, the transatlantic slave trade, and Jesse Fish, who was a land baron during those years in St. Augustine.
The state of Florida ultimately purchased 59 acres, the city of St. Augustine adding another 2.6 to complete the preserve. There's a ribbon-cutting ceremony planned for Friday morning to celebrate. I'm Daryl Moody reporting.
The St. Augustine Lighthouse and Maritime Museum is celebrating 150 years, and Karen Johnson reports you can take part in the activities.
Artifacts from the Revolutionary War era are among the highlights of the event Monday, February 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. Amanda Goodall is the Interpretive Development Manager of the St. Augustine Lighthouse and Maritime Museum.
Our 1700s era sea service pistol. We have a beer tap on displays, and this was a Revolutionary War shipwreck. So specifically, this wreck was a fleet of 16 ships leaving the Carolinas to come to St. Augustine because St. Augustine was still loyal to Britain. And it kind of ties into the 250th anniversary we have coming up of America.
If you have any historical questions, answers will be provided.
Yes, we will be answering questions, talking about the process, such as vinegar and salt to clean 100-year-old pennies.
Space is limited, so you need to reserve tickets now by calling 904-829-0745. I'm Karen Johnson.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's local morning news. I'm Rich Carroll.